Our next guest is well known in this life and the afterlife. Please welcome clairvoyant Tyler Henry. Hi, Tyler.
Hello.
We ran into each other in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Literally, like, ran into each other in the parking lot. And I was so excited to have you because I feel like we were supposed to meet.
Yes.
Because we have so many friends in common. Michael Corbett, Larry Stern, all of my old friends from Extra. And so I'm so glad to finally meet you.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. The stars aligned in the parking lot.
They really did. They really did. Okay, why don't you talk to me about, I think I read that you had your first kind of like premonition at 10.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What happened?
At 10 years old in April of 2006, I woke up one night and basically just had this knowingness, this overwhelming sense that my grandmother was going to pass. And at that age, I didn't recognize it as an ability. It was just a moment that happened in time. But as time went on, these moments of knowingness happened. And before I knew it, I was getting feelings around teachers and students at school.
And you grew up in a really tight-knit, religious, conservative community. So was that a scary thing for you?
It was definitely intense. It taught me a lot about individuality and courage and the strength of being oneself, which I think was a good lesson.
Absolutely. And so you've also created the Tyler Henry Collective. Talk to me about that.
Well, we partnered with Mark Cuban's company, Fireside, which is a virtual platform that allows us to be able to connect virtually. And I'm able to do readings with people all across the country. And they can do it from the comfort of their own home. If they aren't able to make it to a live in-person tour, it's a really great opportunity to see the process live and unedited, really.
When you get a premonition, what do you see? Do you see words? Do you see pictures? Do you see, I mean, like, how do you download this?
I kind of call it like an impression-based system. And so as I sit with someone, I just kind of have an active daydream, a lot like what people do when they're sitting in class, you know? It's like Charlie Brown, wah, wah, wah. But in my case, it's a little different. I just kind of let myself see what I see, and then I relay to the best of my ability whatever's kind of popping in.
And when you're sitting here with all of these, are you getting any? Do you start like, or are you able to turn it off?
There are times where stuff will come through. I kind of liken it to background noise. And so, yes, there are a couple impressions that pop in. Would you like to?
Yes,
hear?
yes.
I mean, just off the cuff. So it'll hit me kind of in threes very often.
Okay.
So like as I'm sitting with you, if I were to talk to you, I feel like I would have to talk about a father-in-law figure.
Okay.
And then I feel like I have to highlight just very strong men, charismatic men, and a man who's passed. I have to highlight an acknowledgement around what looks like two. I have to talk about the kids. I have to talk about someone being hesitant to drive or get a driver's license.
My daughter.
And then I have to.
I told you that.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing around his situation. You talk about how he knew that he was given permission to go, that it was okay for him to pass, and that was okay. He didn't want people to rush to get where he was at the time that he went. And then good to just keep in mind your jaw as far as grinding your teeth at night and just TMJ. Not that's a good diagnosis, but hey, good to keep that in mind. For some reason, bone deterioration kind of comes through.
My dad was a dentist.
Susceptibility. Oh, geez. Well, then you have it in the family there as far as expertise. But it's very interesting, and insistence comes through, but a very strong emphasis on kids. A joke about the hesitant driver, and just good to keep him regular mammograms and things like that are good to get in.
A did he mammogram?
Mammograms, yeah, and nothing to worry about. But I am always a big proponent of mammograms and feminine health and getting checked as often as ladies can.
And
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's also, if you're, let's say, okay, you have the opportunity to tell Dayna things, but let's say you're at a store.
Yes.
Right?
I always
and then
this.
you walk past someone, you're like, gosh, I feel I need to tell them something.
Do you actually interrupt what they're doing, they're shopping, and say, look, I've got a message for you, and you really need to listen to me?
I've learned that there's a time and a place. And if there's a message that can save someone's life, of course I'm going to relay it. Right. But generally, it's just impressions. And if people come to me and they're wanting the help, I'm happy to meet with them.
Right.
How do you feel, Dayna, after this? Did that resonate with you?
My dad died 2 weeks ago, and I haven't told anybody about it. And the things that my daughter and I went to go see him right before he died, and that was one of the things we talked about, is how she wouldn't drive very much. She hadn't driven on a freeway or anything yet, and she's had her license for like a year. So, and there was kind of this moment of letting him know it was okay to go because he was in a lot of pain. So, and the next weekend my whole family came and kind of surrounded him, and I think he knew it was okay to go.
Absolutely.
He was there for 20 minutes, and then I know. So
some strong men.
And I haven't told anybody.
No, I didn't.
I had no idea.
So
you had a couple people, two men in particular, one in your family, one in another partner's family. So
yeah, my husband's dad also passed. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a group effort on the other side.
Oh my God, Tyler, thank you so much. It's amazing. Yeah. Do you want to? You've got something coming up. Do you want to talk about that?
I do. I'm going to be doing a 32-city tour across the U.S. I'm going to be here in Southern California and L.A. I'm very excited about it. I have a show in the Peacock Theater that'll be here coming up in April. And then I also have the collective for people who want to check it out at home. That's through Fireside.
And really quick, when you do those big gatherings, and there's so many probably things coming, how do you sift through and decide?
That is half the battle, and honestly, it's part of the entertainment value. It was just watching me struggle, because I generally find out where I'm going, and I usually, out of 5,000 people, will hone in on the person I'm meant to go with. But it takes a lot of risk, a lot of courage, and it's part of the process.
Tyler, thank you so much for coming in. It was so nice to meet you. And please tell Michael Corbett and Larry Stern I said hello. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tyler Henry will be having a live show on April 12th at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles. Tickets are on the TylerHenryMedium.com site. Thank you again, Tyler.
Thank you for coming in.
Tyler.
Thank you.